Good morning, Jonathan Gorman from iCreative, and today we're going to talk about iPhone security. Now, this is a really big and deep topic, so I'm going to keep things light today and just walk us through a handful of the sort of obvious concepts and features that are built into every iPhone without getting too technical, things that I think everyone should know of. So, number one, the passcode that you use to get into your phone. So, if I'm here at the lock screen, and I have a face mask on and I have to sign into my phone without it, or if I have a phone that has Touch ID and I'm just not getting along with Touch ID, that passcode that we use to get into the phone is the biggest vulnerability that all of us share these days. You're only required to put it in when you turn the phone, iPad, or Mac completely off and then turn it back on. The very first time after a reboot, you have to put in that code. The rest of the time, you can rely on biometrics if you have Touch ID on the Mac and Face ID on an iPhone. Many of my clients also know that I never recommend getting an iPad that doesn't have Face ID, which is only the Pro model, but I think it's really worth it in this day and age. So make sure that you're comfortable with Face ID. If you're not, come in and see me anytime. I can help you with that. But getting that set up is pretty easy. You're just going to go to Settings, scroll down to Face ID and Passcode. And after you put in the passcode, it's going to allow you to set up Face ID initially right around here where it says reset, it'll say setup. Once you do, you do go through the setup and you show them your face at different angles, you're then able to leverage that for all of these four things. They should all be checked, in my opinion. Getting into the phone, getting things from the iTunes and App Store, making contactless payments, and obviously filling in passwords. If you need to change your passcode for the phone, and you don't have stolen device protection, a concept that we're going to talk about in a minute. If you don't have stolen device protection on, changing the passcode is very easy. And one of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize is that they don't have to have a 6-digit code. You can use a 4-digit code or even alphanumeric letters and numbers and exclamation points and that sort of thing. And just by clicking on change passcode. Once I do that and I put in the code, then what isn't known is that the words passcode options is clickable. And if I click on that, now I can, if I have a 6-digit code and I want it to be 4, then this is where I can change it. But I can also make it a custom numeric, a 5-digit number, or even one with letters and numbers and exclamation points. So I just wanted you to know that that's possible. The next thing that we're going to talk about is a relatively new feature called stolen device protection, which is right here also under Face ID and passcode. If you turn this on, then your phone is not as susceptible to the people that are trying to steal your phone and go and change your Apple settings, which is a really big deal. It's a very important thing to know about. If I turn this on, then even I can't go into my iCloud settings at the top of my settings, and I can't go here to sign in security and change the password for my Apple account, which is what someone could do if this feature isn't turned on. If they know the code to get into your phone, they can very easily go and reset the password for your Apple account, and they can do some real damage this way. So Apple realized that they wanted to or needed to really update their security settings in this way. And so, right there under Face ID and passcode, if you authenticate and then scroll down a little bit, you're going to see this new feature called stolen device protection. And once you turn it on, even you can't change your password or the passcode without waiting an hour. And after you wait an hour, then it's only your face that's going to allow you to do this. So this really prevents a crook from stealing your phone that saw you put in your code and using that code to do horrible things on your phone. This is a really important thing. It's a little inconvenient when you're trying to just erase your phone and give it to a loved one, but that 1 hour wait is really the only thing that's inconvenient about it at the end of the day, and it's a great source of protection. So I wanted to make sure that everyone knew what that was about and knew how to enable it or disable it. Now, also under Face ID and passcode, there's a lot of other really interesting things that I wanted to show us. Allow access when locked. If someone takes my iPhone while I'm walking down the street, one of the first things they're going to try to do is swipe down into Control Center and disable things like cellular and Wi-Fi so that my phone isn't easily tracked and they can, kind of hide the phone from me accessing the Find My app and they're going to try to just, take it offline so that it can't be traced. So disabling Control Center here might not be a bad idea because I typically don't need Control Center when my phone is locked. And since it's my own phone, when I look at my phone and want to, deal with Control Center, I'm going to unlock it anyway. So turning that one off might be a great idea. Then there's actually another one at the bottom for accessories. So whenever I plug my phone into a computer, if someone stole my phone and they wanted to plug it in and try to hack it, it won't just automatically let it connect. It's going to actually have a prompt and force me to put in the passcode to get in, which I think is great. The last one on the screen is erase data. Someone that puts in the wrong password 10 times is going to trigger an erase if I turn this feature on. All data on this iPhone will be erased after 10 failed passcode attempts. So, hey, maybe not such a bad idea because chances are I'm going to know my own passcode. And if I don't, then I'll have a way of recovering it without, really screwing it up 10 times. So that's kind of an interesting feature that I think everyone should consider. If you then go up to iCloud, which is in settings, if you scroll to the very top, tap on your name, and then go to the iCloud section. If you scroll all the way down, there's another really interesting feature that's possible to turn on called advanced data protection. If you turn this on, iCloud encrypts your data to keep it secure. Advanced data protection uses end-to-end encryption to ensure that the iCloud data types listed here can only be decrypted on one of your trusted devices. So your device backups will then be automatically encrypted, reminders, text messages, and all these things. Now, secure notes and our keychain and the passwords app, those are automatically encrypted, absolutely no problem. But this is just going to add another layer of protection to all of these other things. And I think it's worth considering, and I've definitely turned it on mine, and I think that it's absolutely a good idea for you to do the same. And last but not least, I also wanted to make sure, this is sort of a little bit simpler, right there under back here, if I go to settings and then I go to the very top and tap on my name and then tap on sign in and security, it's very important that you do have two-factor authentication turned on your device so that every single time you sign in, it is going to send a 6-digit code to one of your other trusted devices. And what I mean by trusted devices is any device of yours that's signed in with your same iCloud account that has the encryption enabled is going to be a trusted device. And so that's why if I go to try to sign in to my brand new iPad with my iCloud account, it's going to send a verification code to my Mac, to my iPad, to my laptop, and to my phone. And so these are really important concepts, and I really hope that you consider enabling a lot of these features.